Robert Greene once remarked that envy is the most difficult of all emotions to acknowledge, for to admit envy is to admit inferiority. It is a silent corrosion that hides behind warm smiles and enthusiastic handshakes. Imagine a quiet celebration, perhaps a small gathering to mark a promotion or a milestone earned through years of effort. Glasses are raised, the lighting is soft, and the congratulations arrive on cue. Yet if you look carefully, you may notice one person whose eyes do not follow the curve of their smile. Imagine the room celebrates. They are privately measuring your success against their perceived failures, calculating how much your gain has injured their ego. We live in an era of hypervisibility, encouraged to display our victories, yet rarely taught how to navigate the shadow those victories cast on others. To master the social realm is not to fear envy, but to develop the cold clarity required to see it before it moves from silence into action. Through Robert Greene's lens, we begin to recognize the quiet patterns envy leaves behind. Observation 1. The micro-delay in celebration. Genuine emotion is nearly instantaneous. It moves from thought to expression without friction. Envy, however, requires a moment of internal negotiation. Watch the timing of a reaction when you share good news. If there is a brief delay, a second where the face remains neutral before enthusiasm appears, you are witnessing the internal conflict of envy. The mouth performs its social duty, but the eyes remain analytical and cold. Greene understood that resentment hesitates because it must disguise itself before it can be shown. Observation 2. The backhanded validation. Envy rarely reveals itself through open hostility. It is far more subtle. It hides inside compliments that carry a small, almost invisible sting. A praise followed by a qualifier. A celebration softened by a reminder of luck, timing, or circumstance. Observe the hands of the person speaking. Small adjustments, fidgeting, touching the neck are signs of internal tension being discharged. By adding a caveat to your success, they attempt to lower its height, not to destroy it, but to make it less threatening. Greene recognized this as a quiet leveling tactic, a way to protect fragile pride. Observation 3. The scarcity of presence at your peak. The envious are rarely absent when you struggle. They disappear when you rise. Notice who offers comfort during failure, yet becomes vague or unavailable during your victories. This absence is not coincidence. Your success removes their ability to feel superior through pity. Greene warned that envy is most dangerous when masked as concern. Those who preferred you wounded will quietly withdraw once you no longer need them.
Observation 4. The rapid redirection of attention. Envy is attention that the envious wish they could withdraw. When your achievement becomes the subject, they often attempt to change the conversation quickly. A breakthrough is met with an interruption. A milestone is followed by an unrelated complaint. This redirection is not accidental. It is a way of starving your success of oxygen, reclaiming narrative control so they do not have to sit with the discomfort your progress creates. Greene observed that people protect their ego by shrinking the moment rather than confronting it. Observation 5. The clinical memory of your flaws. Envious individuals are quiet archivists of your missteps. While others forget your missteps, they catalog them. Notice who resurrects an old failure just as you approach something new.
framed as concern or caution. Their posture often leans in, their voice lowers, creating the theater of intimacy. Greene understood this pattern well. Anchoring you to your past is a way to limit your future. It is not protection, it is containment. Observation 6. The mirroring of your desires. Greene noted that envy often produces imitation. When surpassing you feels impossible, the envious attempt to resemble you. Watch for sudden adoption of your interests, language, or aesthetic following your success. This is not admiration, it is identity theft at a psychological level. Observe their eyes when they present the imitation. They are not looking at the object, they are watching you, measuring whether the distance has closed. This mirroring reveals an absence of inner direction. Observation 7. The cold shift after your win. Perhaps the most unsettling sign of envy is the unexplained change in temperature. Courtesy remains, warmth vanishes, responses shorten, initiation stops. Your success has altered the perceived hierarchy. As long as you were equal or behind, they felt secure. Your growth has forced recalculation. Greene understood that envy is grief for lost superiority. They are not angry at what you did, but at what your presence now represents. At this point, it becomes clear that envy is not rare. It is structural. Most people operate on psychological autopilot, reacting to perceived scarcity without conscious awareness. They are not villains, they are fragile, governed by unexamined wounds and a fear of becoming irrelevant. To recognize these patterns is not an invitation to hostility or paranoia. It is an invitation to sovereignty. The sovereign individual does not confront envy. They outgrow its reach. They share selectively, remain emotionally unreadable, and refuse to perform for validation. Greene emphasized that power is often preserved through absence rather than confrontation. When you become unreachable, the envious lose their leverage. Their subtle manipulations fail because there is nothing left to pull. As you move through your own circles, observe without judgment. Who hesitates before celebrating you? Who redirects attention? Who is present only when you are diminished? In that quiet recognition, something shifts. You stop mistaking smiles for loyalty. You stop confusing proximity with alignment. You remain calm, centered, and internally anchored. The highest form of power is not domination, but clarity. To see the mask and not react to it. To understand the pattern and step aside from it. When you no longer require the room's approval, the room loses its ability to disturb you. Remain observant. Remain detached. Welcome to the light of the dark.